go. I got the head nod. That means go. So go, Bobby.
Hey, if you paid attention to the Patreon, you know who's here. It's Mike O'Donnell, my favorite guest, Pat's second favorite guest. Mike, wait till I click on you to say hey, but it's all right. Welcome aboard now.
What's the second? Why my second favorite?
Dan Brown's your favorite.
No, if you've noticed, have I ever put the Dan Brown mandate down?
No, that's because anyway.
I never have I?
No.
Who else did I put the mandate down for?
Gino Bisconti.
Well, yeah, but that's only because we can't control it.
Why would you want to?
He's a wild boy.
It's just so much N-word and so much don't sneeze. It's not real. Sneezing isn't real.
That's big government.
Mike and I did a gig with Gino, and it was in Scranton, and while you were gone in the break, we were singing the greatest song probably ever written about Scranton, Pennsylvania.
There's a song about Scranton, Pennsylvania?
Yeah, it's called 30,000 Pounds of Bananas, and it's about a truck driver who's transporting, Mike?
30,000 pounds.
Of what?
Of bananas.
Yes.
There's a pause.
And he misses a sign he should have seen saying shift to low gear.
Wait, did both of you know this song?
Not before the trip.
I just found this out Saturday. This is Bobby's favorite song ever.
It's a Harry Chapin song, Pat. So you know why I know it.
I know Harry Chapin, but I don't know this song.
Dude, it's a great song. So this guy misses a sign. He ends up crashing and smearing 30,000 pounds of bananas into Scranton, Pennsylvania.
How much is that?
It's a lot. It's 30,000 pounds.
Yeah. But so you would think the song ends there. And it's this thing where like it gets faster the faster he's going and all this shit. It's real fun. But at that point, Harry Chapin then in the live version introduces not one ending, not two endings, Pat, but three endings.
How many of them involve a black guy?
The third one. First one's like, I forget what the first one is. The first one he just tries to do is a chorus, which is literally, yes, we have no bananas. We have no bananas today.
Wait. Not his song.
And yes, we have no bananas. Where do they not have any bananas, Mike?
Scranton, PA.
Right here in Scranton, PA. Yeah, that's how he wanted to end the song.
Oh, I like when he did that.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, and so he introduces the song to his brothers, and his brother goes, Harry, it's a nice song, but the ending, it sucks. So Harry goes back to the drawing board, and he's like, you know what? It already has a song about a truck. Maybe turn it into a nice country western. And that point, it's like a woman walks into a room weeping, or where a child lies sleeping, and she sits next to him sleeping, or weeping. She's weeping, he's sleeping. And the whole point is she's crying because they won't ever have any bananas in Scranton, PA. And then his brother comes to him and he goes, it sucks. So he's like, all right, at that point I decided honesty is the best policy. And he's like, I heard it from a black bus driver who said it while we were driving out of a hill in Scranton, Pennsylvania. And he's like, this is what he said. And then he does a real fun impression.
You know what year that accident happened?
What year?
1968.
Oh, I was going to say 8.
I know, I was hoping to.
1968 after 8 p.m. That's a Patreon joke, guys.
We have, but, and then he does this, Pat. He goes, and this is exactly what he said. He said, boy? He said, boy? It sure must have been something. Just imagine 30,000 pounds. Take it, Mike, real deep.
Oh, bananas.
Yep, exactly. And that's how the song ends.
Song's the best.
But
Wait, did you guys hear all this? There's some kind of. Did you listen to a documentary on this song?
No,
Bobby.
That's the live version.
That song on.
Harry Chapin explains it. It's a 15-minute fucking song. He plays all the endings. He gives all the backstories. He introduces every member of the L.A. Memorial Choir.
I don't know what exit we hit, and Bobby like switched songs from like Drake. He was like, no, hold on.
We were going downhill in
my
Scranton,
new favorite
Pennsylvania.
song.
So
Bobby, can I do our first POS story?
Please. I'm sorry. I just wanted to tell that story.
No.
We also thought, you weren't here for this, Pat, but me and Bobby thought it'd be funny if the black guy at the end, that his impression sounded nothing like that guy.
It was just really racist.
Yeah, and then
Like
that
if
guy
he was
heard that
British.
song was like, the fuck? Dude? I don't sound
Hello
like that.
there, there be so many banana.
Yeah, but the guy's like British.
Yeah. All right,
And it was
Bobby,
pounds of money, not pounds of pounds.
Yeah, it was $30,000 worth of bananas.
Our first POS story is actually it's not from now. Remember we used to do retro? It's like a retro story. On March 18th, 1965, a 33-year-old truck driver, Eugene P. Sesky, was on his way to deliver a load of bananas to Scranton, Pennsylvania. Sesky, an employee of Fred Carpenter, operator of a small truck line in Scranton, was returning from the boat's piers in Newark, New Jersey, where he had picked up his load. The load was destined for the A&P produce warehouse in Southside. Sesky was driving the 1950s Broadway diesel truck tractor with a 35-foot semi-trailer and was headed down Route 307 when he lost control. That section of Route 307 contains a 2-mile descent extending from Lake Scranton to the bottom of Moosic Street that includes a drop in elevation of more than 500 feet in less than 1.5 miles.
He yelled, Christ, make it a dream, as he rode his last ride down.
Sesky was unable to control the truck's speed down the hill due to a mechanical failure, variously attributed to the truck's brake system or its clutch. As a result, the truck cruised into Scranton at approximately 90 miles per hour, sideswiping a number of cars before it crashed into a house.
It took out 16 telephone poles.
At a southwest corner of Moosic Street and South Irving Ave. And they give you the Google coordinates in case you want to check it out.
Yeah,
Close to the bottom of the hill.
Not to mention...
They don't give you Google coordinates in the
yes,
fucking
they do.
song.
He goes 3201 north 185.
Witnesses reported that Sesky did everything possible to avoid pedestrians and other motorists, including climbing out onto the truck's running board to try to warn people. And some have suggested that he may have deliberately flipped the truck over to avoid striking either bystanders or an automotive service station on Moosic Street that could have exploded in flames, causing a greater loss of life. Sesky was thrown from the truck and killed, and bananas were spilled and strewn when the rig came to rest.
Yeah. He nearly lost his head, not to mention an arm or two before he stopped.
15 others were injured, but only Sesky died. The road was closed for cleanup. Yep. The road was closed for cleanup as Johnson's Towing Company helped out in the recovery. Trucks over 21,000 pounds were required to go down the hill in first, low gear. Trucks over 21,000 pounds are no longer allowed to travel that route. They must use Interstate 380 via Dunmore. Who's the piece of shit in this story? Ed Sesky for being a fucking animal and driving around like that? The townspeople for going, look at Ed Sesky standing on the side of the truck being nuts. Harry Chapin for making a song about a horrible day where a man died.
You take that out of it. You bite your fucking tongue.
Because it was bananas. Because it was fucking bananas. We found that was silly. That's like going, that'd be like if 9/11 happened, but like nothing but avocados fell out of the building and people. And you're like, what a fun song. Who's the piece of shit? Or is it Bobby for making Mike O'Donnell listen to that song? Well, if you listen to Patreon, know that that Bobby made eye contact with Mike the entire time while telling him the song and driving. Who's the piece of shit? Mike, you go first.
The dude who wrote the song is a piece of shit.
Fuck you,
Harry
Mike.
Chapin's an
Fuck
asshole.
you. Go fuck yourself.
He's the man, but that is the shittiest thing to do.
Like, you're out of ideas.
Worst day of that dude's life. Like, fuck it. Put it on wax, baby.
All right, so Mike, how many times have you been trying to write a new joke? You're stumped. You're having writer's block, and you go to the news. You don't want to. You're like, I don't want to write something.
He didn't go to the news. He went to the bus driver.
He did learn this from a black guy, which is also shitty. Stealing black culture for profit.
Back then, that was the news. Black people just go, hello there. Here's the scoop.
He didn't say that was his name. How'd you know that was his name? The news.
Red Fox News.
Red Fox News.
He had a blonde wig on and big tits. He's like, it's me.
Morning, dummies. Traffic's gonna be
I'm
bad.
coming. And so is bananas. 30,000. But that story's horrible. You don't sing about it. That's like when the Bee Gees sang about the coal miner people.
Dude did write a song about a guy dying from bananas.
Yeah, you hear that song? The Bee Gees have that song about the miners dying in that fucking freak fucking mining accident.
Staying alive?
Staying alive. Staying alive. It was called "How Do You Mend a Broken Heart." No, it's called like it's called the mining disaster of 1945 or some shit. It's a real song.
By the Bee Gees?
Yes. Before they became like disco, they would sing songs like that.
Were they singing high pitch like that about?
No, they learned that much later. I've watched several documentaries on the Bee Gees.
I was gonna say, because that is offensive.
How did they feel after they wrote that song? Did they say, "I started a joke which started the whole world crying.
They said, I sold the banana, and it made Ed Sesky lose his head. That was the song. So, Bobby, Mike, who's a piece of shit? Harry Chapin, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Bobby,
Okay.
defend him.
Hey, it's not Harry Chapin. He
Well, how
brought
is
us
it not?
many sad classics. Are the writers of the great Greek tragedies the pieces of shit for making you feel sad, or are they just able to elicit human emotion
No,
and
they
capture true
were a
tragedy?
piece of shit for fucking boys.
I didn't offer that as one of the choices, Pat.
They weren't singing about it. They were just informing.
So, obviously not Harry Chapin. He's got so many great songs. Taxi and Sequel. If you can listen to Taxi and Sequel back to back as a comedian, Mike, and not cry a little bit, you're dead inside.
I am dead inside.
Yeah.
We're going to do that story next. Anyway, so for me, the piece of shit in this story is...
If someone has a miscarriage, can they say that?
I'm dead on the inside?
Well, I'm not, but someone is.
Well, if everybody votes the way they should, yes, they can.
Jesus Christ, Mike.
My dead body, my choice.
You can take the boy out of central Pennsylvania, but you cannot take the central PA out of the boy.
Oh.
So the piece of shit in the story is, according to Harry Chapin, he was thinking about the woman waiting there. So it's whatever slut he was waiting for at home. She was probably sending him nudes and shit via fax.
Oh.
Pat, who's
Fucking
the piece of shit?
Telegram nude?
Yeah.
The New York mining disaster 1941 is the debut American single by British-Australian pop group The Bee Gees. They led with it. They came over to America with a disaster song right away. Released on April 14th, 1967, written by Barry and Robin Gibb. Better, aside from a moderately successful reissue of their Australian song Spicks and Specks, which I need to...
Oh,
I knew.
Fuck, I muted the wrong mic there for a second. Son of a bitch.
Who'd you mute, me?
You guys, yeah.
Stop. Were we muted for that whole thing?
For a little bit.
You know what? Good timing.
Yeah, I mean, you honestly might have saved your career with that one.
Oh, boy. I hope I didn't fuck anything up on the other episode. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, you want
I'm
to
so
check and
bad
make
at
sure
this.
we didn't lose this classic?
No, we're good. We're
We're
good on this.
boss.
We're good on this.
All we talked about was 30,000 pounds of bananas.
I'm worried I accidentally
And the Bee
muted you
Gees.
guys.
This is a very
last
relevant show
episode.
right now. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm worried last episode when I was muting myself, I may have muted you guys. But whatever. We're learning as we go. We're great.
Oh, please put out an episode where we're talking and it's all the audio is just you coughing.
There would be parts like that. That's what's going to be so funny.
By the way, if that is true, that means there's parts in the show where Frank's not making noise, but everyone thinks he's dying.
Damn,
Frank?
it's Spicks and Spexes. Sad.
But is it about what we think?
It's just about people dying.
No, that's a different song than the mining disaster of 1941.
Oh, I looked up Spicks and Specks. I want
No,
to
that's what I'm saying. They have two murder
Was
songs.
sitting in the back of the class. Couldn't see. Had a headache. Had to
Hey,
go
how'd
to
that
the
Mexican guy read so
doctors.
good? That was Spicks and Specks. He was wearing glasses.
All right, I'm just
That's
not
my
gonna mute
detective.
anything
That's my
anymore.
detective show. Spicks and Specks.
That was
I
It's
should have
about
muted
a
that.
it's about a Mexican detective and his blind colleague.
what was that
Spicks.
show? What was that show with Cheech Marin and Don Johnson? What the fuck was that show called? It's probably too old for you guys, but that was a TV show for a long time. But that's what they should have been called. Like Don Johnson wore glasses and Cheech Marin was just Cheech Marin.
There's the original Spicks and Specks. That's a T-shirt.
Yes. Oh yeah. We use Spicks and Specks. You just have a. Oh, that could be you guys though. You wear glasses and Manny's just Manny.
Do you want me? Should I text him right now and be like, should we be called Spicks and Specks?
Also, do you
He
want to
goes, "Which
join
one's
the
which?"
POS show?
No, but he'll be
We're
like,
not
wait,
doing
I wear
anything.
glasses.
Yeah,
so
text
you're the
him.
Spick.
You want to see if we can do a last minute edition, Pat? We can get Manny on. Break our
I
own
don't think
rule
he's
twice
home.
in one night.
He's not home.
You don't have to ask me if you can get people. You could just
Mike-
do you.
Mike
He
peed.
said he's not home.
Mike took a pee and
Uh-huh.
dropped the bottle of water in the toilet.
I dropped a bottle of water in the toilet.
And we was just gonna offer it to Manny when he got back, so it'd be fun to see Manny
Is
drink
it empty?
smart water when he
No,
walks in.
it's full. I didn't even open it
Yeah, it's unopened,
So what does it matter? You just drop it.
because it fucking fell in the toilet,
full of piss.
full of piss.
Yeah, is he gonna? Does he mouth it when he drinks it?
Probably.
Yeah,
Who
maybe.
does that?
Manny, because he's gay as fuck.
What does he do like that for?
Well, I don't know. That's how he drinks water. I never understood it.
See, this would be a better conversation on a ride to a comedy show than, hey, do you know about bananas? Like, if you brought up
No,
to
you-
me,
you'd
you know the
think that.
banana song, and it wasn't Harry Belafonte, I'd be like, fuck you.
All right, I got a POS story.
There we go.
It was raining hard in Frisco.
Fuck
I
you.
needed
No,
one
no,
more
we're
fare
not doing a
to
whole
make
Chapin
my night.
episode.
Wait, is this the lyrics of the Edmund Fitzgerald?
No, it was Taxi, the greatest song ever written. So basically, Mike, these two guys were dating, right? Guy and a girl.
Who molested you to Harry Chapin?
Dude, Harry Chapin's the shit. Last great
Why?
songwriter.
Why did you like him?
Why don't you like him?
No, I don't mind him, but I don't like I'm not into it. It's just I can give or take it, but I've never
I
been
feel
like,
like
what?
I feel like Taxi in particular is relatable to certain
It's
aspects
not.
of my life.
I've never driven a taxi.
Well, it's not about driving.
I don't even like Taxi Driver.
Do you think
I like
Taxi's
the
about
show
him driving a
Taxi.
taxi? Jesus Christ.
I don't even pay taxes.
So, Mike, guy and girl are dating. They break up because he wants to learn to be a pilot and she's going to be an actress, okay?
He's the piece of shit.
Wait, hang on. Flash forward.
This is that song by Taylor Swift about Romeo and Juliet.
Nope, that's a different
Teardrops on my guitar.
No.
Oh.
So, flash forward about 5 years. He's driving a taxi, right? He takes her home. She realizes it's him. They start talking. And I got a bug that keeps crawling on my monitor, but I can't get it. So he takes her home. They start talking. And it
That's your
turns out
mouse.
she's acting happy in her marriage. And he's flying by getting stoned in his taxi. So she's flying. He's, And at the
That's
end, she
deep.
gives him $20 for a $2.50 fare. And told him, Harry, keep the change. And he, another man might have been angry.
Well, you know what keep the change means? That means swallow.
Another man might
Yeah.
have been hurt. Harry stuck it in his shirt. So there she is, acting happy inside her handsome home, and he's flying in his taxi, taking tips and getting stoned. That's how the song ends. Heartbreaking, right? Then it comes in
Nah,
with
dude.
sequel. He gets into town a little early. Had 8 hours to kill before his show.
He
Decides to
said,
go
"You'll
visit
be
her.
the prince and I'll be the princess. It's a love story, baby. Just say
Yeah, all right, cool. Taylor Swift ripped off the greatest American songwriter of all time. I get it. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, for a second I was like, wait, is that how it ends?
No. So he goes to her house, and the butler's like, she doesn't live here anymore. So he goes and sees her. And she opens the door, and she's like, haven't we done this once? And he's like, so great, we had to do it once more. And he's like, you're happy. What happened? And she's like, I finally like myself. And she's like, how's being on tour? He's like, it's great. Come to the show. She's like, no, I work at night. And then he goes, I won't tell you if we made love or which one of us started to cry. And she wouldn't take his money. Who's the piece of shit in the story?
Well, it was him because she said, Romeo saved me. I've been feeling so alone. I keep waiting for you, but you never come. And he's like, I just did in you, baby. It's like, oh, you ruined this song. He cried during sex with her in a
He
taxi?
said, marry me, Juliet, you're never gonna be alone.
Yeah, we're a
I
bunch
love
of Swifties
you,
on this
and
show.
that's all I really know. I
Harry
talk to
Swifty
your
Carpenter.
dad, go pick out a white dress. It's a love story. Take it, Mike.
Baby, you just say
Baby,
it.
just say yes.
God, we are.
Taxi cabs.
No wonder we get 30 views a week.
I
to
hope
fucking
that's
just
what gets this
karaoke
episode
Taylor
flagged.
Well, we get 60 listens, though.
Swift. Okay, we're almost at 100. Fuck.
They're like, they butchered that song.
Yeah, dude, fuck that guy.
But see, all the young people were like, how do I relate to this Chapin shit? It's like, oh, Bobby just wants to like Taylor Swift, so he likes the man version.
One time in college when I was suffering from what the kids call alcoholism, my girlfriend at the time yelled at me and was like, you need to sober up. And I was like, all right, I won't drink for a week because, the old alcoholics negotiation tactic. So I just got really stoned instead. And this was like one of my first times getting really high. So I was baked out of my mind. And she was like, call me before you go to bed. And I did. And we were on the phone and she was like, dude, we don't have a song. And I kept trying to say, our song is the knock on screen doors, staying out late, knocking on your window. You know, that Taylor Swift song.
Yes.
But all I could get out was our song, and then I'd start giggling really hard. And then she found out I was high, and I got in a lot of trouble.
You just said our song is "Call Me Maybe" and then hang up.
Wasn't that funny then, Pat? I'm still not that funny. God damn, that's good.
That's gold right there. That's gold, Pat.
Mike and I were driving. We listened to some very misogynistic lyric, and he was like, "You should text that to your girlfriend," and I did, and she laughed.
Oh yeah.
It was great.
Said, "Girl, you're an all-star. Now let me smash mouth." I was like, "Send that. That girl will like that."
And I did.
And then Bobby looked at me while driving. Like, "Do you really think I should send that?" God knows how much feet we covered in that 10 seconds.
As much feet as Ed Sesky did coming down that fucking hill.
And then Pat, and I looked in the back of Bobby's car, 30,000 pounds.
Oh my God!
I thought it was a rule. You have to have 30,000 pounds. I heard the song.
I was like, oh no, I know what happens.
So there's Mike praying that he doesn't die, but there's Bobby writing lyrics to another song.
That's the best part is Mike didn't address the looking at him issue until the way home. So literally on the way to this gig, I put a song on about crashing on a hill in Scranton because you weren't paying enough attention. Oh, I love you, Mike.
That just reminded me though. So like when I was still the house comic at Foxwoods. So it was like 8 years ago, something like that, maybe like 10.
Who was president?
I haven't moved up to Ledyard yet, but I was like going back and forth from like New Haven, Connecticut to like Ledyard. So I was crashing at people's houses. So I crashed at Ryan Brouth's place one time when I had to work, whatever. And I was dating a girl that was a waitress at the comedy club. And I wasn't drinking or smoking for a while in my life, but because I just got in a relationship, whatever, I just decided to get high a whole bunch. I was hanging out with Ryan Brouth. That's all he does. But she was like, "Don't get high. We're in a new part of the relationship. She's way younger than me. So she wanted to be on the phone for 6 fucking hours. I just wanted to get fucking high. So I was like, I'm in someone else's house. It's already weird that I'm going to be on a phone call with somebody. You know what I mean? Like, you're hanging out with them. So I was like, I'm going to go to sleep early. Somebody goes, just get high first. So I got way too high. And right away, she just goes, hello. And I just started to laugh like uncontrollably at hello. And then she goes, what? I go, is it me you're looking for? And she's so young. She doesn't know any Lionel Richie. So she's like, yeah.
She's like, Pat.
Yeah, waiting for you. You were supposed to call 10 minutes ago.
That's why I called you.
Pat, I have to take the LSATs tomorrow, okay? No, the SATs. God damn it. Never mind.
I was going to say, yeah, this girl wasn't taking me LSAT.
I'm taking the ASVAB tomorrow.
If LSAT is a fancy word for lap dance. You just lost Bobby. He got so mad at his joke, he quit.
Just taking a 5-minute timeout. I'll be back.
No, you're fine. Don't come back.
This whole podcast is muted. None of it's recorded.
We're just watching us like.
It's gonna be worse for the 60 audio listeners.
It's gonna be, yeah. It's. You know, it's really cool. People that are watching, they're like, I always knew reading lips would come in handy.
They're like, thank God.
They just keep saying the N word. They haven't stopped.
Always knew knowing one word would come in handy.
You know what's funny? The other episode that's on Patreon, or maybe not. Maybe that'll make it. Who knows? But it's gonna be on Patreon, I would think.
It's very Jew heavy.
Heavy on the Jew. But some people are like, I'd rather that than this Taylor Swift, Harry Chapin gay shit. We get it. Bobby and Pat have had issues with women. Where they go?
Harry Chapin's so much more than issues with women. How about Mr. Tennerman?
No.
Where he spends all of his money.
Bobby, before you defend your lover, those were 3 separate statements.
Okay, my bad.
I'm saying if somebody's watching the podcast, the things we get yelled at about is that you and I once in a while go, wow, we're broken up with you way more than me. And then I get blamed for that because people think I'm telling you to say it.
Can this be the new thing? Is just weekly we get together and dissect a Chapman song?
I would. Well, we can't play the. Oh wait, he can't sue. He's dead.
No, we just read the lyrics. Say who's a piece of shit.
No, I want to hear it. I want to hear the banana song. Is it fire?
Yeah.
It's 14 and a half minutes of fire.
What is it like? Is it rock at all? Is it like
just
American
after
Pie
dark
where it's
when
not a
the
good
hills
part?
Not
go
at all,
down.
dude. At one point he starts rapping. It's crazy.
Does he do that thing that was a pink, whatever? BANANAS?
Okay,
He
that's
said-
Gwen
he said-
Stefani.
Banizzles, but
What's the body? Sorry, it was a different white chick.
There's no hollaback girl.
Ain't no hollaback girl.
She's just
Bananas
a
is
girl.
the terrible song. Bananas.
Are you really
Why
pulling
didn't
that
you
out of the
spell it?
spider webs
That's
of
the
her
only
repertoire?
reason I know how to spell
me
that
too.
song.
Me too. That's
Oh,
our whole
that's-
generation.
Not the
Spell that
word.
word. No, I know the word. I just didn't know the song. It's
That's why
hollaback.
I can't spell Mississippi without doing that little rhythm thing. MISSISSIPPI. And you have to go with the black guy Foghorn Leghorn by the end of
Did you learn
doing
fucking
it.
how to? Did you learn how to spell Mississippi?
You see Pat taking a test in school all quiet. Then you see him.
Did you learn how to
No more
spell?
jazz
Oh,
hands, mister.
Spell Mississippi.
Fucking jazz hands. So how was the show?
Did you learn how to spell from the Warner Brothers frog?
That's what it was. It wasn't Foghorn Leghorn. It was... But how was the show? I heard about the riding and all that, but was the show good? I know
Show
we
was
said on
good.
Patreon it was kind of good and you fell, but no one said how the show. Be honest. Were you two better than Kevin and Gino?
No.
No, nowhere close.
Who crushed? Did Kevin crush?
So here's what
You
happened.
know, fucking destroyed.
Gino hosted, came out the gate, and killed for 20 minutes straight. He invited a guy from Staten Island down who was like, the whole time was like, oh my God, he's killing way too hard. I'm going to eat it. And I was like, no, it's a hot room. You can carry it. It'll be fine. And he went up there and ate it for about 2 or 3 minutes and then got it back. He was doing what, 20 minutes, 15, somewhere in that range, Mike?
15 and 20.
Wait, how many people were on the show?
It was like
4?
4. I did 15. The other guys did 20. Gino did 20. So it was
That's
like
fine.
an hour and a half.
If there's Kevin and Gino and you two, and then a fifth guy, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. So it ended up being about an hour and a half long
Is it?
show.
Yeah.
It was.
Like literally, I don't know how you guys came to 4. When
There
I
were
named
4
4,
and a
then you
host.
named the fifth guy.
There were 4 and a host.
That's 5 people.
My bad.
The
Yeah,
host
yeah,
is-
yeah. We're,
Listen,
not
dude.
like-
Who knows math?
It's not like 1968 Darien where you don't count one as people.
Patreon.
By the way,
guys.
Patreon. Go back.
This is gonna be a very callback heavy episode.
This is the Sundown episode.
And now it's great because you can just say something random now and be like, Patreon.
Patreon.
but Kevin had trouble because by the end of his set, the audience was done.
I'd be exhausted. I
Yeah,
was going to
that's
say, you're
what
all doing
happened,
20-minute sets.
This was
But
long.
literally, that was literally just like the last 5 minutes of his set, so it wasn't
Who's
bad.
the Staten Island guy?
You remember his name, Mike?
No.
Nah, me neither. But he came back and was like, dude, thank you. You really calmed me down. I was like, oh, I was lying. Good job handling that audience, though. And then Gino brings you up, and he's doing jokes in between because the audience loves him. And, like, it's truly those people are there to drink and hang with Gino at that show. Like, they know him. He has a reputation. It's a good time. So he goes, and it's higher energy. So I was a little worried about me. And no offense, Mike, you too. We're both a little lower energy guys. Like, are we going to be able to handle
Oh,
this
yeah. Dude. He's
rowdy
hitting a
bar
punchline,
room?
like every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they
They're
need
fucking
that.
losing their minds.
If you have a host that's high energy, it's good to have. You don't want everybody because then the crowd gets too beat up. You do
Well,
need that ebb and flow.
We may have had that issue because I think both Mike and I went a little higher energy than we normally do. Killed. I mean, it was awesome. There was a black guy at one point. I did my fiat joke where I spell something, and it spells
Hey,
cunt.
that was funny.
And Gino wasn't there, and I was like, Gino, what's that spell? Because normally he'll yell it when crowds can't spell fast enough.
Why?
To help, like literally, it helps.
He
'cause
doesn't have to help. They got it.
no, they didn't. Like
Any
literally.
chance that guy can say the N word? My God.
No, not that one.
No,
It's
the word's
cunt.
cunt.
It's cunt.
I know.
Oh, that was good. Oh God.
Yeah, he-
I
yells
literally
at
was
the-
just
he
making a
yells at
joke,
the
and
N-word.
it's just like fucking the two of you.
He has him.
No,
We
this
love
is very-
Gino. Don't you disparage his good N-word name.
This is
Anyway,
very serious, Pat.
yeah. So
It started with bananas. Our first POS story was Harry Chapin's song.
I go, Gino, help me out. And they go, he went outside. And I was like, and he didn't come back. It's like my dad all over again. And they all laugh. And then I pointed to the black guy and was like, you know what I'm talking about. And they would have carried me out of there like I was Rudy.
He
And
goes,
then-
yeah, Gino's my dad too, baby.
My favorite part of the night, though, was we were going up, and I was talking to Mike about a joke he's been working on, trying to get perfect, and we won't give anything away, but the topic is suicide. And he's like, I just haven't really been able to get out. I was like, dude, I love that joke. It's a great joke. And in that room, that joke fucking murdered. And I had a big smile on my face on the back. 'Cause I was like,
Suicide
I knew,
joke murdered.
I know, yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Bobby,
But,
you sly devil.
I loved it. So, Mike, talk about your set, but you killed, buddy.
It was good, man. I had a good time. Fucking, they gave me a shot immediately after I fell. Not smart.
Did they
Did
ask
that.
you or just give you a shot?
They just handed it to me. I was like, yo,
But then
did
you
you not
didn't
see
know what
me?
it was? They're like,
I was
here.
like, did you not see me just trip? Like, why are you giving me a shot?
I will say I was the only comedian who did not get given a shot. Felt a little hurt by that.
You could have had mine, dude.
I didn't want it. I didn't want one. It just like I'd like to say no.
Yeah, Gino was throwing his shot glasses like over his shoulder and shit. It was insane.
Were they glass?
Yes. They weren't breaking. I don't know how he did it. He has some fucking sorcery.
He's limp wristed, I guess. I don't know.
It's some kind of alcoholic magic trick where you don't break glass, you throw.
Then we went
outside. Have you guys ever worked or seen Dr. Dirty John Valby?
No.
All right, so he's like
I've
East
seen Mr.
Coast,
Clean.
but like he gets all over. He's legendary for he does old nasty limericks and songs and shit. He dresses like a disgusting pedophile Ben Franklin. He wears a bowler hat. He comes out and every song he has is either a song parody about being racist or homophobic, or just his own written songs about being racist. So like he's grandfathered into doing all this shit. It's all these dirty, nasty songs, whatever. It's all like songs you would sing at like drinking parties and things, but he's the one who like wrote them and do stuff. And people will just bring him drinks the whole time. And then in the intermission of his 2-hour shows where he plays piano and does that, women come up, take off their shirts. They're usually not attractive in any way. And he signs their awful tits. And then, but throughout the show, people feed him drinks.
Legend.
Yeah. People just feed him drinks and shots. And at one point he has to go, please, no more shots. Because like, you don't have to drink them because I do if they buy them. But like, there'll be like 20 shots. He's trying to play piano and say, just beer. Yes, because he's just melting as they're just buying him drinks all the time. I did a show on Martin Luther King Day at Foxwoods where it was him, he's racist. Otto and George was the middle act, and I was the host. I'm like, am I this racist? And they're like, you're on this show on Martin Luther King Day. And Otto started with the puppet George, and he goes, it's Martin Luther King Day. And the whole crowd's like, oh. And the puppet just goes, Betty. He just yelled the N-word. They're like, hooray! It's like, what the fuck?
Comedy's so crazy.
I got yelled at by an audience member because I didn't say the N-word.
Really?
He's like, you're the only one. I'm like, sorry. I was saving it for them. It's like, okay, that's fair.
So you had a chance, you didn't take it.
You could have done something about the black stuff. I'm like, sorry, I have an act.
If only you could see you today.
Yeah, still have never said it. Not even in bed.
No, and your act isn't about blacks. I was just making a joke.
No, I just mean maybe I'll say it when I'm dying. Like it'll be my rosebud.
Come closer.
Ed Sesky did it.
You go, what was his last words? I'm like, I don't think I can tell you.
Or that's what you do. You leave a will, but only if you repeat my last word on TV.
Yeah.
Millions of dollars.
If you leave a will, they have to read it, right?
No.
But not like in public.
Yeah, but like to the family, though, right? Like if you're like getting stuff, like the dude the dude from the will has to be like, hey, he left you this, and be like, he says just the N-word 100 times. And be like, they don't get it unless you read all of it.
Imagine, oh my God. Now I don't know if Bobby's gonna have children or not in life. We don't know the future. But whoever is there to have Bobby's will read, and the guy's just reading Harry Chapin lyrics, because that's all Bobby's gonna put in the fucking thing. It's just hours and hours. And the lawyer's like, he reads one note to the lawyer: "Don't read this out loud. You must be reading to them in a car, while driving and making eye contact the entire time."
Dear Quattro Tamburo.
Bobby was showing me a book while he was driving. It was American Quattro.
Dear Quattro Tamburo, your father says, all my life's a circle, sunrise and sundown.
Sundown?
Moon rolls
Watch
through
the Patreon.
nighttime till the daybreak. Yeah, I'm Robert Francis Tamburo III, so I'm obviously gonna name my son Quattro Tamburo. I mean, he'll be the fourth.
You would just nickname him that and call him the fourth.
Yeah. Because I mean, check this out, Mike. Now checking into the game, number 10 in your program, but number 1 in your hearts. You know him, you love him. It's Quattro Tamburo.
Yeah. He's a professional
someone
wrestler
yells,
in my
he
head.
ain't Mexican.
Then
Yeah, he
dunks
gets
on
yelled
him,
at
Pat.
for
He dunks
cultural
on him.
appropriation.
Because after I
Yeah.
got my AK-47 from Mike and went and personally freed Brittany Griner and we had a kid together, he can dunk too. Suck on it. He got the genetics from his mom.
She would wear you as a belt buckle.
Happily.
what we're
All
into.
day, baby. As long as our kid can dunk. She's a lesbian, though, and I respect her, obviously.
Well, after you save her life from Russia, she might
Change,
might
right?
swap.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
never
I
know.
would.
We've all been there, right, Pat? You swear.
I'd be like, I owe you.
Sorry, I was reading something terrible.
Was it about me?
Bobby, do you have any stories?
No.
I mean, if not, I do.
I do not. I apologize. I was thinking if I did, I don't. Let me check my notes while you tell a story, and I'll see if I have any.
Just how about you focus on my story and my reading?
Okay.
How dare you? I'm such a good
I
reader.
meant I was going to wait. Sidebar, I was going to wait till Mike was telling his answer.
No, you weren't.
Guys, I can hear you.
Yeah, I was saying he's lying.
I don't
You
know why you're
can't.
doing this. I can
Get the
hear you.
hand thing. New photo released of murder suspect who vanished with corrections officer. You guys heard about this story?
Mm-mm.
It's not in your way. It's over in Alabama, I believe. But a guy escaped from jail with the corrections officer. An Alabama inmate who vanished with a corrections officer while being transported to court for a non-existent appointment is seen in a new surveillance photo in jail before his disappearance. So they faked the appearance to court so they can escape jail. Casey Cole White, 38, who is missing with Lauderdale County Sheriff Office Assistant Director of Corrections Vicky White, 56. So she's way fucking older than this dude, too.
Oh, she's probably hot.
I didn't hear about this story.
She looks like Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Wasn't it one day before her retirement?
So yes.
What was that, Bobby?
I believe it was one day before her retirement, too.
At 56? Was seen in photos released Sunday clad in an orange jail outfit walking the halls of the lockup. Is that a Harry Chapin lyric?
No, like literally, I think Jim and Sam talked about this story a little
That's
bit.
something a Harry Chapin song. It was one day before his retirement, and he was driving bananas to Harlem.
Mr.
Yeah,
Tenor,
you know what they found in
was
his
a
cell?
tenement.
30,000.
1,000 bananas. And written on the wall was "Inmate loves Ed Sesky." That was the driver. Name your kid Robert Ed Sesky Tamburo the Fourth.
I don't know. It's gonna be weird when I get estranged from him and have to come back home and be like, "Hello, honey, it's me."
A manhunt is underway for the two, who are not related, though they share the same last name. I didn't even notice that before. But everyone has.
But it's Alabama, so it doesn't matter.
Ew, family tree, one branch, baby. Woo!
Go fuck your sister.
The U.S.
Or
Marshal
do it.
Service is offering a $10,000 reward for information that leads to his capture. Casey White is believed to be a serious threat to the corrections officer and the public. The inmate was charged with 2 counts of capital murder in September 2020 in the stabbing death. Oh, Bobby, do me a favor. Can you share things on this one?
I believe so.
Look up. I want to give you his name
you have to
because
share
this guy is. He looks like
you have to
everything-
share it, Pat. I apologize.
I have to share it.
Yeah, but it'll
That's
work.
fine. Then we just won't. But Google him. Casey Cole White. Well, you guys are doing your answer. Maybe I'll do it. Casey Cole White, 38. This guy looks like he should be either in Peaky Blinders or everything in Duck Dynasty. He has that kind of look. The inmate was charged 2 counts of capital murder in September 2020 and the stabbing death of Connie Ridgway, 58. Oh, so he stabs 58-year-olds all the time. He had been serving
What
a
was his name?
75-year sentence for a 2015 crime spree, including holding 6 people at gunpoint and shooting one of them and a dog.
Damn.
Vicky White told colleagues she was bringing the inmate to a mental health evaluation, but there was no such appointment on the court schedule. Vicky White has also said that after dropping the prisoner off, she was going to seek medical attention because she didn't feel well. She was alone when she transported the accused murderer.
What
A
was his
strict
name?
violation of
I'm
policy.
trying to do this. What was his name?
Casey Cole White. Or Casey White. You can just go with Casey.
Go ahead.
We're aggressively doing everything we can to locate them. All indications are Director White was involved and participated in escape. We are trying to determine was that done willingly, or was she somehow coerced or threatened into participating? Singleton said Vicky White had been with the department over 17 years, adding that she was voted by her peers as supervisor or employee of the year in 4 of the last 7 years. So 3 years she sucked.
Can you allow me to share,
looking.
Pat?
What?
Allow me to share, please.
Oh, sure. But I'm not even recording. Oh, I'm the host guy?
Yeah, I'm trying to help.
Wait, we weren't recording this whole time?
Not at all.
We didn't even start yet.
If we look her up too, yeah, she knows she looks like one of the Midnight Express, like not Great Day of Valentine. She has more like the blonde haired one, like or the Rock and Roll Express. I'm sorry, but she has
She
that
looks like
look.
a professional wrestler.
Without a doubt, she looks like early 80s wrestler head. She's Vicky.
It's all carved up on the fucking forehead from blading.
Yes. All right, so who's the piece of shit in this story? Is it Vicky White for if she did help out? Yeah, there's the two of them. Look at that couple. Stuck on Mother's Day gift ideas?
She does look like a pro wrestler.
Yeah, doesn't she look like them?
She does look like the fucking Rock and Roll Express. That is,
yes,
that's crazy. That is crazy.
Ricky Morton. That's what she looks like. The wrestler, Ricky Morton. And that guy had a handsome Peaky Blinders mustache thing going on. Who's the piece of shit? Is it her for helping him escape from jail, if that's what she did? Is it him because he's a murderer and escaping? Is it Alabama for searching for them? Leave them alone. They're Alabamians. Let them do their thing. Let them live life. As long as they don't murder, it's fine. Or is it that dog for not eating that guy before he got shot? Mike, you go first.
It's her, for sure, for wanting to work at a prison and thinking she'd be able to help.
Yeah, but she has... Listen, you look at a girl that looks like that. She's
Listen, I know
hot.
she can probably hit a fucking crazy frog splash from the top rope.
But she's prison
But there's
hot.
no
You know
top
what I mean?
ropes in prison.
You don't
Just
know
top,
that.
I do know that.
Maybe she set up a ring.
I've seen her WrestleMania matches. She's not great. So she definitely tried to help him escape. 1,000%.
Oh, without a doubt. And they're like in love.
Yeah.
They're so in love. Like Ben Ortiz writes to her. That's how in love they are.
She's in love.
I think he loves freedom.
Yeah,
And
no,
she
I think
represents
he's
freedom.
gonna love freedom until she's like, maybe you should turn yourself in.
That's
and he
a modern-
stabs her
that's a
19
modern day-
times.
It's a modern day Shawshank.
It's a modern day Taylor Swift, Romeo and Juliet.
It really is.
It's a modern day.
I bet you she's the hottest prison guard.
It's a modern day old
She's the
red
only
because he's
woman
using.
prison guard.
It's a modern day old red because he's using a dog fucking to get out of prison.
And you know, they said that they stole one of the corrections officer vans. Do you know what was in the back of that van?
30,000 pounds of cash.
No, bananas, baby.
Oh, fuck. How did I not see that coming?
How did they not know?
That's gotta... Imagine that you're in prison, you're 38, you're going to be there for 75 years. You're there for life. You murdered, you've done not nice things, and you're trying to escape. You're a dummy, so you think, like, I'm going to escape and they'll never catch me. But, like, I'm going to escape and then be stuck with that woman. I mean, at least she's 50. By the way, she wasn't retiring.
That's what I heard. She put in for a retirement.
To who? Did she call you?
The state of Alabama.
There's no chief of Alabama. Hello, Alabama. This is Manhattan.
Patreon joke.
Nah, it's her. It's her for sure.
58. What did I say? 33. That's quite the difference. It's 25 fucking years. That's a whole Bobby.
-5.
according to some people.
Yeah.
It's a whole Bobby. But who's the piece of shit about it?
Well, it's not him. Because I don't know if you know this. In Germany, they don't add any time to your sentence for trying to escape prison. They're like, it's a human right to want to be free. So you can try to escape.
As they're in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, we get it, dude. This is
Yeah, but if it's a human right to be free, they shouldn't put people in jail. Like, that's a weird...
No, like the human state is free. So like to try to escape, to try to return to that, or I don't know. It's weird how they're all about human rights now, you know?
Well, now the good humans are left.
It's not her.
Patreon.
Because like she loves dick, I guess. You know, there are a lot of fat white.
Well, it
lonely
doesn't say
bitches.
they're fucking, and some people think that she might have been coerced into this. Just to be clear, they may not be an item.
Coerced with fucking.
No.
He said,
Coerced
hey, Ricky,
like
get over
E.T.
here real quick.
with Reese's Pieces, like E.T.
Yeah.
What if it was the other way around? What if he didn't want to escape, and she's like, "Fuck you! I'll tell everyone you tried to rape me. If you don't come home with me right now, we're going out on a hot date." And she's like, "God damn it," because he's all charming.
I have
She
no
smuggled
doubt.
him out.
I have no doubt he didn't want to fuck her. I think that is 100% true.
What?
Yeah.
You've never been in an '80s wrestling match and be like, I'd like to rock and roll that express.
Hey, dude, hit her with a Spanish fly, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, Bill Cosby.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
no, I
both
meant the
did.
wrestling move. Oh, yeah, it's a drug.
We both did. Bill
Oh,
Cosby
no.
At the same time.
I forgot that was a drug.
Yeah.
You literally do a joke about
Is
that.
that
was
what Bill Cosby said? I forgot.
No. I
that.
forgot Spanish fly. I was going to say fucking roofie.
No, it's a little more than a roofie.
Damn, dude. Well, we got to ban that wrestling name.
So
They
I
don't
guess,
really use it. They call it this like the sunrise thing. Now.
I guess for me it was the girl he stabbed that put him in jail in the first place. Because like, what was she wearing? And be aware of the
a corrections
circumstances.
officer.
Yeah.
Be
You
aware.
got
Of,
to be a piece of shit to get stabbed.
yeah, like be aware of what's going on around you.
He also held a lot of people at gunpoint and then shot a dog.
Yeah, but all that was because that girl let herself get stabbed.
Two different stories.
What?
The stabbing was different. He also held people at gunpoint a different time.
Which happened first?
The chicken.
The stabbing, because I think then he learned those other skills in prison. It's the
Why
so
don't I
so for me the piece of shit would be the revolving door justice system. Final answer.
Yeah. I like that it's two people with the last name White from Alabama who are actually white because I've never seen that on their football team. They're usually all named White, and then they are not. Like Jasper White. That's one of the blackest names of all times. I've never met a white Jasper. Have you?
I've never met a Jasper.
I have. I opened for Jasper
How
Red.
many have you met? You've said it like it's a common name.
Like 3 Jaspers.
Jesus Christ.
That's so many.
Maybe you guys should go into the hood sometimes and buy some drugs.
I meet people like
No.
Ravon.
Yeah, what was your drug dealer's name? It was like Jasper or something.
It's Ravon. I say it all the time.
That's even worse. Than
Second
His
Jasper.
Street in
name's-
Harrisburg.
His name's Tom.
Strawberry Square.
Get your
Oh,
rape
you
on.
shit. You know Tom?
Yeah, dude, I know Tom.
Tom?
Why do you always mention your drug dealer's names and then go, oops?
I didn't go oops.
Oh, I thought you were doing oops.
Just say-
like,
Oh, no, I was referencing that Tom has a long beard.
he's Amish?
Nope.
Yeah.
You guys are
Fat
from
white guy.
Nish with an N in it.
I'm trying to
Is
find
that-
out if
are there black Amish?
I'm trying to find out if
Yes.
Mike actually knows
What?
my
No, shut up.
there's-
Mike, there's black
There's
Amish?
There are black Amish.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
There are not.
They're good workers. Yes, they are.
No,
No,
but
they're
what?
not.
Why?
I think that's definitely like an adoption thing, dude. That's not
There
it.
are.
Imagine that. Oh my God, you're fucking you're black and you get brought into that shit. You're like, I'm still a slave,
Yeah, dude.
but so
Well,
are the whites.
You get Rumspringer though.
Who's the master? Like God is the master. It's like, oh my God, I hate this.
What are we
Is his
wrong with
name
this?
Toby?
I don't know him. I've seen him.
And he's like, my name's not Toby. It's Kunta Kinte.
I'd be like, they didn't name you that. There's no,
I
they don't
would.
know it. There's no way the Amish know what Roots is. Shut the fuck.
Amish Roots.
They didn't watch that.
That's their favorite show. They act it out. They don't watch movies. They do a play in their church.
They read about it. Who read the
And
book?
then they don't have any blacks. They just make like the fat woman be all the blacks.
He just keeps yelling, Jebediah. Kunta
That's a
Kinte.
black name too.
Jebediah.
Your name is Ezekiel.
Your name is Quadro Tamburo. My name's Bobby. Quadro Tamburo.
I'm just pissed my parents didn't call me Trace. That would have been fucking sick.
You can change your name.
You can just call yourself Trace.
Nah, at this point it'd be trying hard. I'm a
What?
Bobby.
Women call themselves dudes now. You can call yourself Trace.
Yeah, but Trace is something you are for your life. You don't just become it overnight.
Are you a third for real?
Yeah.
Are you mad about that?
I'm mad they didn't call me Trace.
No, but like for real, you
Trace would
upset
have been getting his dick
they
sucked.
couldn't call you an individual.
No, I don't care. It was actually a cool thing.
I mean, I'm a
pride in it.
junior, and my goal was to never name my son after me because it was like, all right, stuck. And my dad would always go, no, he was like, when you do something messed up, it's disgracing the name. It's like you don't do anything.
Oh no, my dad was never like that, so it was good.
It was. I think I've said this before, but it was a great moment when I started doing well in comedy, and he was looking up one day on the internet to find some meeting he went to for some warehouse, and he's like, texted me and goes, I can't find the article on the meeting I went to because all I can see is your stupid comedy. I was like, sorry, I did well, Dad. And I go, I wonder if Martin Luther King Sr. sent the same text to his son. He goes, now you're finally funny.
He's like, go to Memphis on tour.
I'm not getting good reception in this hotel. Let me step out on the balcony real quick.
Well, I only can do that during the day because you can't come out during sundown.
It's a Patreon joke.
Somebody watches and he goes, why did you make me watch?
What the fuck is this episode?
Why would you make me watch that episode?
It's just boys having fun.
It's all Frank's fault. It's all Frank knew what he was doing. Frank brings up a story that there was the only reason he told that story because it wasn't relevant. Nothing happened recently. There was nothing to do with the story. Frank was just like, let's see if I can get them to be the worst of people. He knows what he's doing. For an 80-year-old man, I think he's pranking us to this day. I don't think he's 80.
He's not 80 or
I don't think he's alive. Ugh, he's the worst. You all right, Bobby?
Mm-hmm.
You're like staring, looking around. You okay?
Yep, I'm trying to put something together. It's close.
Like for the show or just in life?
For the show.
Oh, I'm building a boat.
My phone's blown up somewhere.
I'm Noah. Mike, do you have a story?
POS story? No.
Not about you being in a car and some guy telling you a story about bananas?
Yeah, who's a POS? This guy driving.
This guy get me a gig and driving. Or bananas.
How about this? We had a dude at the open mic last night, right, at Phantom Power. He goes on stage, he's telling his jokes, and he burps super loud into the mic. Now, I want to preface this with, I'm pretty sure this kid's on the spectrum hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, burps in the mic, tells some jokes, da-da-da-da. Burps in the mic again, like just belching.
Like loud, like
loud.
It's not to be a joke, like he's just really burping.
Yeah, just like, you know what I mean? Crazy loud.
Is it nerves?
Well, let me get to that. So he gets done. They go, yo, you either got to stop fucking doing that or bring your own mic. And he was like, I don't understand what the problem is. They're like, yeah, just go. You know what I mean? So as he's leaving, they're explaining like what was happening, all the belching stuff. I can hear him belching, walking away. Like in the distance, like sad belches in the distance, just and I was like, he's still doing it. So at this point, I think it's a tick. I don't think it's a real, like he's just burping to try and be funny. I think it's just something he can't help. So who's the piece of shit? Having that guy for burping in the microphone, even if he can control it, if he can't control it, the comedy place for being like, yo, knock that the fuck off. Or me for bringing it up as a story. Bobby, go first.
Oh, go ahead, Bobby.
He's not paying attention. Pat, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Bobby.
What's up? I just got back.
I know. That's why he was an asshole. I went to answer it. He goes, Bobby, go first. I'm like, fuck you. It's like,
no.
It's definitely not him. It's definitely not the club because, okay, especially nowadays with the mic and COVID and all that, burping's worse than coughing. You're throwing a lot of shit on that mic. I get it. It's also gross. It's not funny. People are trying to eat. I get all that. The piece of shit whoever inspired this fucking Spectrum-y Rain Man to go on stage, like parents or whoever who was like, you can do it, knowing he has a burp Tourette. Like, if you have burp Tourette, or whatever the fuck this thing is, or maybe he had a lot of ginger ale. That could happen. But either way, to send him up there to go when you know okay, there are one or two funny stutterer comics in the world, but there's a lot of people that stutter and try to go on stage to fix it, and it's just so bad at open mic, and we all laugh hard at them, and I feel bad. Or people that have like speech impediments, they think they're going to be famous or be on Howard Stern, they're just awful. To have Burp Boy go up there and try to tell a joke, and first of all, were his bits good in between? Like, was it?
No,
was it
no, he was bad.
like, did the burp happen at the punchline at least?
No.
Like, that'd be better if he's like, to get to the other side.
Hamburger. No, it wasn't that.
What was it? Was it like, was it gross or was it just a burp?
Yeah, it was a loud belch. But
So
the other part of me is I didn't hear that before the mic started, so I don't know if it was.
Well, he probably wasn't talking. He was probably thinking about his jokes. He's reading his notes, and it says, "So then the guy burp goes to the store, burp,
burp here,
burp, burp." It's whoever told him to live out his dream to get up to burp on mic. Just let him get a burp cast. Like, I would watch the burp podcast, or he should have been Burp Kreischer. He should have gone up and said, "My name is Burp Kreischer."
Rattling these
shirt off and burped. He would have killed.
It would be good.
Bobby, go ahead.
So, what do you call a black guy on a bike? Oh, sorry. A bicyclist.
Bobby, go ahead. Piece of shit. Guys burping on stage.
No, I got it. I was all there.
Said you didn't know, dude.
I was just trying to play along with your joke. I love Mike. I would give him the respect of having my headphones on the whole time.
You gave him the respect.
So the issue is the club didn't come up with this on their own. Somebody complained to the club that made it talk to this guy. You're a club owner / manager. It's your open mic night. The last thing you want is an issue. Like, you're not going to go out of your way and be like, "Hey, stop burping into my mic." Somebody complained. So it's whoever couldn't deal with a little bit of being on the spectrum. Guess what? You're a comedian. You better get used to dealing with people a little bit on the spectrum. Start at an open mic. That's my thing. Like, unless if he's assing out the mic. Like, if he's doing it on purpose and putting it in his asshole for a joke, go bring a wipe.
I'm going to have to disagree with you as a person that used to run a club and run a mic. As the guy who ran the club, I don't care. If he brought even 3 people and they bought anything, he can burp the N-word and he can all he wants. I wouldn't care. As long as we're making money, I don't give a shit. It's the comedian in me that would say, A, not funny, B, disgusting. You're making me want to throw up. You're wasting my fucking time. You're no good. Because as a comedian, and believe me, I've been this to a fault. If you want to be a comic, I never look at your handicap. If anything, I'm mad if you have a handicap or a disability because you got to step up on me. Like, you got a wheelchair. I'm like, fuck off. Now you're automatically, they like you. I hate, you have cancer? Get out of here. Because now you're all like, I'm fun. Like, I hate that shit. So if you have anything like that, I get upset. So the comedian in me is the one who's like, don't do the fucking burp. So it was comics that had to complain about the burping because the owners don't give a fuck as long as people are buying drinks.
That's what I'm saying.
The burping
so
guys
it's whatever
drinking.
comic couldn't take care of it.
What?
I'm agreeing with you. I was saying whichever comic went and complained to the
Whoa. And you also know comics are spineless, right? Like, most comics will only talk things about you and tell other people shit. They'll never confront you because they're afraid Burpee might book a show someday.
No,
the host said it to his face. We're like, "Yo, you gotta not do that."
Right, but the host. I'm saying, like, I don't think another comic did it. I think the host was doing his job to go, "Hey, I have to grab this mic," and I bet you his burp stunk.
Oh, yeah, probably. He was on the spectrum.
Yeah, it probably wasn't like a nice one.
Dude's eating Legos, man. You know what that fucking smells like coming back
Do you know this comedian, Mike?
No, I've seen it like once.
Damn.
George,
if anybody
burps.
watching this knows that comedian, reach out. Tell him I got a mic for him.
No, put him on the podcast. What are you doing? Him and Ben Ortiz will come on.
Yeah, and I'll give him a mic as a payment.
He brings his own mic, and it's got a fucking, like, salad bar shield on it.
I hope his own mic is a megaphone.
No, it's going to be an XLR.
I have to use my own mic for this joke.
Did another comic go on and burp after him at least?
No, but everyone made jokes about wanting to burp into the mic.
I would have farted right into it. But like, take that. I had to talk to a comic one time about farting.
On stage?
Because it was like 3 times in a row, weeks in a row at the open mic I used to host. I'd be the host the whole time, and 3 times in a row I'd go up and it would just smell like ass. And I was just like, after the 3rd time, like I grabbed the mic and I go, "Why are your insides dying? Every time I come up here, you fucking just destroy the whole fucking room." And he goes, "I have an issue with my stomach." I go, "Me too."
Nancy, Pat says you're not doing a good enough job. Patreon joke.
Patreon.
You better not come out at night. Yeah, but I did, and the guy afterwards was like, "You shouldn't have brought that up." I go, "You're making me walk into your stink fest. At least tell me to light a candle or something, or bring some Glade. Fucking walk into your fart bomb."
Sundown, you better take care if you're a Jew who lives in.
Can't really hear you, so if you're gonna sing, you gotta belt it out.
Oh. Sundown, you better take care if you're a Jew who lives in derriere.
I probably derriere. I taught my nieces the word derriere and fermer la bouche. I was like, I'm teaching them French. Fermer la bouche means shut your mouth. And I taught them that because they were going to go visit their aunt and a bunch of family. And they're like, one of them there talks a lot. I go, tell them fermer la bouche. Because they're dumb. They won't know. They go, what does it mean? I go, shut your mouth. They're like, ooh. So like the 6-year-old started testing it on people in the house. I'm like, well, don't do it to grandpa because my dad knows French. So I was like, don't do it to him. And they did to other people, and they would talk, and they'd smile and go, "Ferme la bouche." And they're like, "What does that mean?" And my niece goes, "Flowers." I was like, "That's the best." I was like,
that girl's
going
places.
Derriere. And she goes, "Yeah. Why don't you sit on your derriere? Why don't we slap you on your derriere?" I go, "All right, if you say it like that, they're gonna know what you're saying." You gotta hide it better, kids.
We had the one girl at the open mic. She was seeing this dude from France. Like, he did not speak English. I don't know how she thought this relationship was gonna work. He spoke no English.
He was probably attractive.
He was a good looking guy. But she goes, "Hey, when you bring me on stage, like, say something like nice. I'm trying to like impress this dude." I was like, "Oh yeah." I said, "I'll say something in French for you. I'll look up how to say like beautiful." So I look up how to say beautiful, and I also look up how to say whore. Like, coming to the stage, I was like, "This is for you." And I think it's like Belle Poutine, and he starts like dying laughing.
You killed to the French guy. Yeah. That's awesome.
And she goes, "What did you say?" I was like, "Oh, I called you a whore."
The last thing you want to do to someone who's funny at all is give them 3 minutes and a reason to be an asshole. Like, that's all you need. Just enough to search and do it. But you know what? You made that guy's day. And I bet you that helped the relationship because he laughed.
Yeah, they're not together. But
oh no,
I think they had fun that night. So I did my part.
All right, let me do another story. Oprah didn't leave her home for 322 days and did not really miss other people. At the beginning of COVID, Oprah says she literally did not leave her house for nearly a year. While many people struggle with social distancing during the onset of COVID, Oprah was not one of them. "I've been so careful with myself that my own friends make fun of me," she told the LA Times in a lengthy interview. "I didn't leave home for 322 days. Literally did not leave the house." I mean, she was counting. Like, how would you know it's 322 fucking days? But the near year spent at their sprawling California estate nicknamed the Promised Land, which is kind of fun, it was no hardship. "What has surprised me the most is how well I was able to adjust to the isolation and not being around other people," Winfrey said. "I remember one point Gayle King said, 'Don't you miss being around other people?' And I was like, nah, not really." She believes part of the reason she adjusted so well is that it balanced out the years of intense social interaction her long career had brought her. "I was in an audience of 350 people twice a day. So I was shaking hands and autographs and taking selfies and lots of attention and exposure, being around a lot of people. But then when she started staying home, she was able to be with herself in a way that I haven't been able to for years." She was masturbating. That's how that is, right? That's just Oprah flicking the bean. That's just the grossest thought I've ever.
Nah, dude, that's hot. What are you talking about?
That's a big bean, yo. The name of that bean is Stedman. Because usually, even if I take time off for myself, I'm thinking about what is the next thing to come. Yeah, you
called it.
Winfrey, a billionaire. They just tossed that in the fucking thing. A billionaire. And by the way, because they write that so often in the Huffington Post, I'm being facetious. there's actually the spell check line under billionaire because they're like, we don't know if that's a word. Acknowledged that she had a very blessed and privileged life, and that a huge part of why she was able to embrace isolation is that she didn't have to worry about where her next paycheck was coming from. Dude, why would you write this article? I'm going to stop it right there. Like, what the fuck? Like, all the people that love Oprah are poor and dumb. And my mom loves them, but like, they're poor and dumb. And now she's just like, yeah, I'm a billionaire. I had a great time during COVID. I know a lot of you died, but whatever. It was great. I didn't have to be near you people. I got to be in the promise. Who's the piece of shit? Is it Oprah or is it Oprah? Mike, go first.
It's Oprah, 1,000. I'm glad they threw in that billionaire shit because it's like, yeah, of course you fucking enjoyed all this. You had money the whole time.
You're a billionaire and you have a place you called yourself the Promised Land.
Yeah.
Bobby.
Yeah, Oprah's horrible, dude. I think 322 days, though. I'm sorry to cut you off, Bobby. That was someone being like, has anyone heard from Oprah? She's like, I've been waiting for someone to text me.
Oh, wait, Bobby, before there's one more part I should have read. She also wasn't totally alone for all 322 days. For one thing, she had longtime partner, Stedman Graham, who he did famously quarantine in the guest house for 2 weeks at the beginning of the pandemic. He's like, yo, we're going to be together the whole time? Fuck this. And he went to another home. She was also visited by close friend Gail King, along with King's team at CBS This Morning, whom she also put on strict quarantine protocol. Why would they go there? She was haunted by the story. Winfrey was taken to the Times to promote The Color of Care, a new documentary she executive produced about the COVID-19 pandemic and racial disparities in the healthcare system. She was inspired to make the documentary after reading about Gary Fowler, a black man who died of COVID in the spring of 2020 after multiple hospitals refused to help him. Why didn't she just have him stay with him? Her. She had all that room.
It's true.
All right, Bobby, who's a piece of shit? Is it Gary Fowler for being the only black guy to die of COVID? Or was it Oprah?
I just like her. She was like, my quarantine was fabulous. Are you guys familiar with the idea of forced rehab? Turns out my dealer was quarantining, so I couldn't get any coke. I am sober and good to go.
Look under your chairs. There you'll find a mask. And you get a mask. And you get a mask.
And you get a...
It's who wrote this article. Like, because she had just finished writing her shit blasting Elon Musk for buying Twitter instead of solving world hunger. And it was like, let me write an article about how Oprah quarantined for 300. Like, it's just so fucking hypocritical.
Take that, Hillary Hansen.
She also wasn't alone. They said she was alone. She's like, well, I got visited by a couple people.
Stedman was there the whole time.
Yeah, Stedman was fucking...
The whole time.
She was not sick.
Off.
I'm just going to say the thing we're all thinking.
He's checking her temperature, dude.
How fat do you think Oprah is right now?
Huge, dude.
How dare you?
322 days weight. That bitch his weight fluctuates faster than Jonah Hill's. She is fucking the Hindenburg right now. That said, is it really quarantining if you're on a plantation essentially? Like if you're on a plantation,
she probably has a gym there. She might have lost weight.
It's called the Promised Land.
Yeah, it's called the Promised Land. Like it's just acres on acres. There's probably like a whole shopping plaza. There's like healthy foods for when she's on a diet shops. Then there's like Subway for when she just feels like being a pig.
Yeah, and by the way, if you live on the Promised Land, you have workers and help. They're not mentioning them, but I'm sure somebody had like a
That's because she's never allowed to mention
be there the whole time and miss their family and drivers and whoever works her fucking vibrator. Like all of them had to be there.
Yeah, she probably did have like a whole staff.
Yeah. There's no way she's cooking.
Well, they aren't allowed to mention them in the article because just like the servants aren't allowed to look Oprah in the eyes.
Oh, I thought it meant because they were illegal.
Yes. She's like, these immigrants should be heard, not seen.
They got quarantined back to their country.
Yeah, you can't name all the Quattros that were there. There was so many Quattro.
Quattro Tamburo was there.
Oh, there were so many Quattro Tamburos.
Just feeding Oprah grapes.
She calls them all the donkeys.
El Pollo Loco.
The crazy chicken?
That's all I got.
Spanish.
That's all I got. I don't know how to say donkey.
It's only Spanish I know.
Je m'appelle la bibliothèque.
My
That
name's
means my name is the library.
it's-
That's the first thing I ever said in French class in my freshman year, and I got an F. There wasn't even a test. She just goes, "I'm giving you an F." She goes, "Say your name." I go, "Je m'appelle la bibliothèque." I was all proud of myself. I thought I get big laughs. And I just heard one girl with big tits go, "So immature." And I
fuck
go,
that bitch.
"Elle
That's funny.
immature."
Yeah, you don't want French laughs. You don't want ho 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 ho.
I wanted that. So
Oui,
bad.
oui, 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 oui.
So fuck you, Kristen
Like,
Flag.
oh,
And your
I'm
big
killing
tits.
in French.
My uncle, who's Irish as fuck, was like a famous world-renowned French professor. Like he wrote textbooks. When I met my ex-wife, she was taking French class in college, and she's like, "I have a test tomorrow." I look at the book, and my uncle wrote it. I go, "You need help with that book?" She's like, "Why?" I'm like, "Yeah, my uncle wrote that book." She goes, "Oh, you know French?" I'm like, "Oh, fuck no, we're Irish. I don't know why he does. I don't know French.
No, I know him. He's
I
my
know him.
uncle.
He can talk guy up. I get you a signed book.
I like to think
Fine,
your
fine,
uncle
fine.
was just paranoid that the English were gonna invade Ireland again. He's like, I'm gonna flee to France.
Become one
We
of
went.
them.
He lived in Iowa. My uncle was very religious, him and his wife, and like he was like a deacon. He also worked at the University of Northern Iowa, and he was a French professor there, which is hilarious. Like who's speaking French in Iowa? But like so he's there. But we went and visited him, and it was like Beverly Hillbillies going somewhere. Like my family's trash from here, so we go visit him. He lives on a golf course. We go there, and one day he had another deacon visit with his wife, and they were both from France. So we're sitting I'm like 15, 16. We're sitting at the table. And the guy's talking in French, his accent, and I'm just giggling. My dad's like, "Look at me, like, don't shut up." And I'm like, "Oh." And I just start going, and I'm like, "Oh." And I just start doing like every time they would speak to me, I would just do the worst French accent the entire time. I'm like, "Would you like some bread?" I just scream out, "Oh, croissant!" And I'm just, my uncle's so nice. He goes, "That's just Pat always being himself." Like he would never get mad. My dad's ready to kill me, but I'm just like,
You know, as soon as you left, he's like, "I'm so sorry." He's like, think he's
Not the-
retarded.
He's autistic, yeah.
they have French retards. I didn't know that was a thing.
Escargot, my cargo.
I can't believe I just said that because I literally just contradicted a bit I've been doing I used to do on stage. The word retarded is from the French.
Nice,
That's a
I
real
know
thing. Yep. Because that thing, there's a machine that they use it at Subway sandwich shops. You know the bread that rises up behind you see the bread rising in that thing? That's
Oh, the
called a retarder.
Stop. No, it's
No,
not.
for real, because it means not ready yet. I do a whole bit on it where I explain, like when I say the word retard, when I call my friend retarded for walking through a screen door, I'm not saying that there's something wrong with him. I'm saying, dude, you're not ready yet. That's all I'm saying.
I like
didn't
that
know
bit.
that.
That's good.
Yeah. And then I get to say retard a lot. I say retard in every album I have. Like a lot.
That's why David Hintz loves you.
He loves it. He can't wait.
All right,
waiting.
Pat, I do have something. I got one of two options for you. I got a story. It's kind of a historical context. I think Mike will enjoy it. You probably won't as much. And then I got a character pitch that I think you'll enjoy, and Mike could probably help with.
Well, I think you know where I'm going to go. I get upset when everyone tells me I'm not going to enjoy anything. So now I need to know.
All right. So there was this very well established.
If it's bananas, fuck you.
God damn it! If this ends with 30,000 pounds,
All right, it doesn't.
A young Ed Sesky who was just learning how to drive banana boats.
But it was gonna end with WLD, which is another Harry Chapin song. So we're gonna
That's
go
fine.
the character
No,
route.
go for it. I'm kidding. Dude, be you, Bobby.
So, a big thing now I've learned in streaming is these people make characters, like cartoon characters, and then they stream as that cartoon character, not their person. So, like, the one I think is like a Nico or something I like. And
Negro?
Nope.
Nope.
Knew I shouldn't have said that.
I like this story.
But she's like, she has a character she plays, and then like it lets her be more open or something. So I really want to make the first like character rapper and make him black and just use the N-word in all of my songs, and then wait until my character rapper wins a Grammy and go accept the Grammy as a white guy and just watch everybody melt down. I think it would be the funniest way to deal with the whole thing. That's what I got.
Oh, there's no like.
Yeah, I was hoping one of you guys would pick the ball up there and maybe run with it.
I was waiting because you're like
Nope.
I thought you meant historical POS story. So
No, that was going to be the WOLD thing, but I bailed on that because it wasn't good. It was going to be long for no reason, and this we could do something with. I just feel like that's the next realm. You could do that and really get people pretty good. I don't know.
I don't think anybody would care. I think we're such a pussy time that people just go, "That's good for you."
No, they would.
They would lose their
They
shit.
would 1000%.
I don't know.
People don't want you sharing black reactions on Twitter. Use like
Whoa.
a gif of like black people being like, "Oh," they're like,
No,
don't do that unless you're black. Like that's a
go
legitimate
Google
thing.
black people hearing "Tools the Pot" for the first time. People love it.
Pat, I've been down that rabbit hole. Listen, watching black people react to stuff on YouTube is amazing.
Yeah, so people love it.
It doesn't matter what you type in, it's gold every time.
Oh, watching black people go, "What the fuck is this song?" Like, oh shit! Like that one or Freebird, they lose their mind.
So you've never heard Freebird.
But Tools the Pot, I just watched that one.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh shit!"
When they pause a song and they go,
Yep, they do a lot of walk away. So much walk away.
Jimi Hendrix is crazy.
Yo, Eddie Van Halen.
What's he up to now? This Kurt Cobain's got a good head on his shoulders.
I didn't even know I made that joke.
Yeah, I have to apologize. I'm sorry. I've never heard.
Yo, Nirvana, mind blown.
Dude, that's like what I only watch reaction videos.
That Eddie Vedder, he was the first mumble rapper. That guy was crazy. Did we do it, Bobby? Did we fill in good?
You did. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Sometimes I just got to be the Peyton Manning and hand the ball off to my running back.
I hate when you're the Drew Carey to our Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Please don't ever.
And I'm Mimi.
I'm going to go kill myself after that comparison.
I like how you made Mimi be on Whose Line Is It Anyway?
I'm not. If you compare me to Drew Carey again, I'm going to be Jim Carrey's wife.
Is she dead?
I think she killed herself.
Oh.
I'm going to Google that now that I said it, though.
Turns out she's alive and healthy.
I don't know why I was confusing Jim Carrey's wife with Carrie Fisher, but that wouldn't make sense, just the name Carrie. But like, she's dead.
Yeah,
Jim Carrey Fisher.
That was what? Princess Leia?
Yes.
Carrie Fisher?
It was. Not now.
Yes.
She's so dead. She was dead when she was in the last Star Wars.
Does her gravestone have a hologram you can play?
Hologram.
Yeah.
They should make that. So your black grandma can say hello to you on your birthday when she's dead. Hologram.
Do you want
what up?
Do you want to start a door-to-door service called Holograms?
Yes.
Listen.
Where we send an elderly black lady here.
Listen. This ain't
We
no
just put a light
hologram,
on her
girl.
so it looks like she's like a hologram, but she's a black lady with a light on her.
Yeah.
We only can do it during the day though. She can't come out at night.
This ain't no hologram, girl.
Ain't no hologram, girl. Ain't no hologram, girl. Hologram crackers. that could be us. We're three white guys who sing, but in a hologram form. We're the hologram crackers.
These bitches are beep N-I-G. And they're like, whoa.
It's okay because we're holograms.
Yeah, I can say it. I'm not real.
That was not me that used those racial slurs. That was my hologram.
This is what Bobby was talking about with his VTuber he wants to make. And then
Those are called VTuber?
Yeah, it's a virtual. You're a virtual.
No, I don't know.
person.
I know and nothing of this world. That's why I'm asking for real. I don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
The only Nico I ever heard of was that
if you type
comedian in New York.
If you type in VTubers, it's just people like doing shit like reacting and shit like that, or like playing games and stuff. But it's a virtual person.
Is that what the metaverse is going to be?
Yeah, probably.
From what
it's
I
gonna be like a lot
understand,
like World of Warcraft.
yeah, the early days where it was just pedophiles trying to fuck kids. That's what I think the metaverse is made up of right now.
Oh,
Listen,
Frank won't be there.
They found out about Nickelodeon, and they were like, we got to do something else to get these kids. What do kids love? Cartoons. What if we made them cartoons? Nickelodeon?
Oh, I thought you said something else. I was like, that's a way better. That should have been the name for BET.
Shit is Nickelodeon, and I whoa.
About Cripplelodeon. That's a joke I used to do about. Whenever I bring up anybody in a wheelchair on stage, I go, you know his credits. He was on Cripplelodeon. And some would laugh, but I'm like, whatever.
The only person to win Legends of the Hidden Temple. He got the aggro credit.
You just show stairs and so you call it. You can't do that on television.
Hey, Dad, put on Nick at Night. Not in this town. We have an agreement.
Nick's aren't allowed at night. Patreon
joke.
They can't slime him because his chair would rust.
He's already slimed it with the years of poop. I remember we had a on here, but we had a handicapped guy in the last comic standing contest, which by the way is funny anyway.
Yeah, I mean he should have won just on that.
Well, no, because he couldn't go on stage because he was like he wasn't just like kind of crippled where you could like stand them up and shit. Like he was like bolted to the chair, crippled. So
we're talking to Stephen Hawking, not an FDR. He couldn't prop himself up. Yeah.
Professor
I called
X.
it when I brought him up. I said this guy looks like folded laundry with a head. So, which, by the way, he asked if he could have that. So I was like, that's fine. So they had the spotlight on the stage, but they had set up a second spotlight to shoot off to the side because he had to like wheel off to the side. And then we had, and Bobby, you've been in that contest. There's 3 categories. There's like your crowd reaction. There's your originality and also your stage presence. So when I went up and go, he can only get a possible 20 points. It was like, what? I go, no presence on stage. He goes, fuck you. Oh, I used to do so many crippled people jokes. I used to say that I knew a guy that was handicapped, and he used to work for a company that fixed other people's wheelchairs. It was AAA. I was real proud of that one.
Mike, do you remember there was a comedian with, I think it's cerebral palsy, in the circuit for a while?
Yeah.
He's from the area originally, and he does a joke, and it's like...
He's got to be dead now, right?
No, he's still going.
He's doing all right. I don't think he does comedy anymore. But he's
I was going to say he doesn't have cerebral palsy anymore.
He has a 3-letter name? Are we talking about the same guy?
Yeah. Start with a K?
It's the only kind of CP I let into my house.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
All right. Because he would always do this joke. And
Trust me, anybody that walks like that, I don't forget their name.
I just want to make sure we were on the same page, talking about the same guy. So he would do a joke where he'd be like, so I'm in kindergarten, and the kindergarten comes over, and what's the question every kid asks when you see you're handicapped? Yes, my penis works. And it was like, hey, yeah, it's a good joke, but that kindergartner definitely got molested.
Yeah. Like, by a handicapped person.
Right. Like, how does he know that sometimes handicapped dicks don't work? Like, there's so much there.
Oh, my God. Bobby, you just gave me the greatest...
I don't know where this is going, but I don't like that the topics we were on that led to you. Oh, my God, you just gave me the best idea.
Kindergartners and crippled people.
No. The perfect job for handicapped people. They should be Santa and the Easter Bunny and everything kids sit on. Because they won't get boners.
I thought you said they're already in a chair.
What if we find out that's the cure?
They're already doing half the job. No, but they can't get a bone.
But what if they can, and we find out that's the cure?
You find out.
What if that's the cure?
When you hire them, you walk by and you kind of brush the leg.
Oh, my God. Guys, we found the cure to cerebral palsy.
Yeah, but you're not going to like
what it is. But trust me, it works.
I'm calling Sarah bullshit on this one.
They would kill you. They would kill you like Nikola Tesla. They would like burn the fucking documents.
When I was in college, there was this crippled guy and this homeless lady. I think he was homeless too, but when you're crippled and homeless, they usually leave with the crippled part. But the two of them had like this thing where they would push around. At the end of the night when people would leave the bars, they'd come by and like, please give us money, whatever. And my buddy Froggy, he was drunk and he was like, I fucking hate that guy. He's always asking for money. I don't even believe he's crippled. And I'm like, dude, I'm pretty sure he's crippled. He goes, no, I think it's a fucking scam. And he goes, I'm going to try to push him into traffic. and we'll find out. I'm like, dude, no. So the cars are coming by, and the guy's like, give me money, you fucking dicks. Whatever. So my buddy just goes, fuck this. And his cars were coming. He pushes the chair. The dude gets up out of the chair and runs across the street. We're like, fuck, dude. And the chair gets hit by a car. We're like, holy shit, he fucking knew it. I go, thank God you knew it.
Yeah, that is a
I mean, it's a good ending, but that was a great. He goes, you didn't really know. He goes, I kind of knew.
It's a strange hill to die on. Like, no, there's no way he's crippled.
It wasn't a hill. It was straight.
Guys, I don't think we.
By the way, in the back of that wheelchair, 30,000 bananas.
Can you believe it?
I don't think we fleshed through fully how horrible it would be if the cure for crippledness was pedophilia. Because then now you've got pedophilia, and they're able to walk and run. They're just going to be better at pedophilia.
Fuck.
No, they're not going.
How are you going to stop them once they get all their senses back?
Whoa, they just got back up. They're not quick yet. You got a couple minutes.
Yeah.
It's like Bambi legs at that point. You got them.
Yeah, it's like stem cells. Dude.
We stopped to think if we could. We never stopped to ask if we should.
No, Bobby. So what you do
move
is
the headstones.
you've got two people there, right? You got
left
you have a
the
child.
bodies.
You have a child and a guy with a crowbar. So what happens is you rub the child on them, and if they pop up and get a boner, the guy with the crowbar beats the shit out of their legs, so they really can't walk anyway. So you just get them back to regular style.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. We
And you're
should have
employing
never
two-
gave y'all cripples legs.
Right? Yeah. And if they do become Santa, they get jobs, and you're also employing a crowbar guy.
Dude,
So
I'd be
you're
so
getting more
mad.
jobs.
That can be a Vietnam veteran that gets PTSD every time he sees another male boner.
If I
Yeah.
took my fucking kid to the mall to see Santa and Santa was in a wheelchair, I'd be so fucking pissed.
Yeah, you think your kid doesn't believe now
don't
that
know
he can
why that
get
would
through a
bug me.
chimney? Yeah.
But yeah, but like the chair's not going down the chimney.
Dude,
No, that's how he gets down the chimney. His legs are so fucking.
his head's like folded laundry.
He slithers down like a
My
snake.
dad would have used that and been like, see, Santa flew without a helmet. That's what happens when you fly without a helmet. You don't get
Yeah,
to
that's what
walk
happens.
anymore.
You don't wear your seatbelt.
That's
Fall
him.
sled
That's-
30,000 feet.
That's him. That's Chris Cripple. It's Kringle, dude.
Rip Kringle.
Crip Kringle.
Bobby, new shirt.
No,
Wheelchair.
Oh, Bobby, we gotta make
Santa,
Crip Kringle.
Santa in a wheelchair being pulled by fucking 9 reindeer.
And then back it just says slayed out, and he's just laid out with his legs all full.
Dude, did we talk about the Modest Muslim store?
No.
No, I don't hear it. No.
Dude, there's a Modest Muslim store at the Colonial Park Mall. And
Bobby told me this story driving 70 miles per hour looking at me.
Eye contact the whole time.
This is a good story, Pat. You'll like
That's how Bobby said it. He just, hey, Mike, did we
Yeah.
talk?
He went, hold the wheel for a minute.
'Cause,
Because
like-
I got a story.
Hey,
what, does,
Jesus, take the wheel. I gotta talk to Mike.
what does Modest Muslim mean? Like, A, does that mean they let him keep the clits or what's going on there? So
Aren't
I have to.
Aren't Muslims supposed to be modest anyway?
Yeah, so I go over to see what it is, and this store is the opposite of modest. It is full on burqas. Is that what they're called, Mike?
Yeah, I think so.
Like the
full
full
body one?
outfits, like where you can only see the eyes. But then on the back it says "Eat, Pray, Slay," and like graffiti,
Repeat?
like paint. Yeah, like it's like I don't know what this store is.
You didn't buy anything?
I want to open a store next door called Immodest Muslim, and it's just gonna be pictures of 9/11.
Yeah,
Nice.
the burqa is the full one. The one that looks like you're wearing a fucking beach towel.
Yeah,
I want modern Muslim, where it's just like skinny jean burkas.
fuck. Maybe that is what it
It's
says.
a burqa that stops at your fucking kneecaps.
Yes.
Ooh. For a girl that wants to get stoned on the go.
For a woman who shouldn't speak, who identifies as a man that should.
Yeah. For a woman that doesn't speak, but if she did, oh, she'd have.
It's
things
like
to say.
it's a combination burqa snuggie, but it's shaped like a goat. It's like for the promiscuous Muslim.
It's a pillow pet.
If you want to respect your woman, put her in this goat costume.
Didn't you?
Oh
said,
no,
didn't
they
you say-
fuck goats. That's what I was getting at. Muslim
That's what I'm
men.
saying.
Yeah,
You want to
yeah,
respect
yeah.
her, put her in the goat costume.
I just want to make sure no one in the audience missed the subtlety of that.
Didn't you said that store is right across from the $100 suit store?
Yeah, which is now
That
also run
rules.
by Muslims though.
By
It's
the way,
not run by
they're
the
owned
cool
by the same
African
guy.
people. No,
They're
no.
owned by the same guy.
the
Yeah,
hun-
that guy owns that mall.
the
to be honest with you.
$100 suit store used to be owned by this cool like African warrior lady. She would kids would come in and try to shoplift, and she would chase them out with a bat.
Curse them.
No, she would chase them out with a bat. We're talking child soldier from Africa.
The name of that store was.
Now it's also run by Muslims.
Oh, I'm sorry. R us. With the R backwards. It's a hard R. Did we end the show on that one?
Yeah, we did. That was a great one. Mike's going to be featuring at the Harrisburg Comedy Zone. Follow him at Mike OD Comedy or a Boy in His Fridge on Instagram. Just hang out. I'm going to be all over the country. Hit me up if you want to see me.
Oh, I'm crying.
Pat, finish your plugs while Mike gets done crying.
Support Silk City Hot Sauce. And I'm sorry, Silk City, that I'm going to mention your song. But you know what? If you like hard R's, you like hot sauce. So go over there at SilkCityHotSauce.com. Use the promo code POS. Leave out the last F's for savings. And you can get all kinds of flavors. Give them to your friends. Send them to me so I can stop talking. Because sometimes I don't know how to stop myself. And thanks for supporting the Patreon. Get over there because you're going to miss out on half the jokes here. $3 a month.
Yeah.
Frank was on fucking fire. Frank taught us something that we didn't know about this America. Did you know how racist this country was 40 years ago? If you didn't, get on the fucking Patreon.
And
Bobby.
If there are some audio issues on the Patreon, we gave you an hour and a half long episode on the main thing. Fucking enjoy it. You guys
Wait,
are the
is there
best.
going to be?
I don't think so, but maybe.
Either way, it only bleeps out every time we say Jew, so you won't be able to hear the show at all.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of me coughing and Pat and Mike and Frank gesturing wildly. On that note, if you can't join them, beat them, and don't be a piece of shit.